Yeah. Uh, yes.
Hello. Hi, good morning.
Hi. Hi, sir. How are you?
Good, Amit. Thank you so much for the opportunity. All well.
Yes. Yes. So first of all, thank you. Thanks to you that you will spare a time with us about this is one of the most important topic, which is most searchable topic, and student like our participant will need to know more about it. So just before starting, I just want to tell everyone that this is a webinar about the opportunities and challenges in the pharmaceutical export. So our speaker, let me introduce them. So their name is Dr. Karthik Anantraman, and they I just have to introduce them that they are PNL commercials leaders, keynote speaker, author, specialized in digital health and biotechnology within healthcare, and also involved in the various startups. And they are involved in the mentorship, the guiding, and like so much in related activities they are involved. So having Karthik sir with us is a great pleasure to us here right now. So I just have to tell, like ask Karthik sir that like pharmaceutical export is a good bit like a good career opportunity definitely. Then so what is your opinion about it? Can you tell more about it?
Sure. I think India has long been uh, I would say, a very key manufacturer of pharmaceutical products, especially when it comes to vaccines. Almost 65% of the global vaccine produce comes from India. So we've known for that. India has also long been known as a high quality producer and manufacturer of active pharma ingredients APIs. So naturally, when it comes to export opportunities, there's a huge opportunity that one looks forward to in vaccines. There's a huge opportunity that one looks forward to in APIs, and there's also a huge opportunity in finished formulations, especially small molecules, even biologics like insulins, monoclonal antibodies. There is a huge opportunity that is where a lot of Indian manufacturers have FDA audited, FDA certified sites, CE audited, European Union audited certified sites as well, including certifications from KFDA, SFDA, as well as Anvisa approvals, as we call, which is for Latin American, regulatory approvals. So we have some very good manufacturing sites that have global certifications and are recognized by global regulatory authorities for manufacturing high quality products. So therefore, I do see that pharmaceutical exports is a huge opportunity for one to pursue for vaccines, for small molecules, for biologics, and even for active pharma ingredients. And it is the entire basis of going international and being known as a company that is able to, export products to other countries from India. The most critical aspect of the pillars on which it stands is quality and having the right regulatory certifications. So it's worthwhile investing in quality and regulatory certifications, and most importantly in clinical validations, especially if it mandates clinical trials, safety and adverse event monitoring, etc. So these are worthwhile investing in because that builds global presence, that gives global recognition and global respect. So that's what I would say, Amit.
Yeah, that's great to hear, sir. So every participant, I request all of you, you can directly ask the question to our experts, and so that whatever question queries you have in your mind related to the export, whether it is a kind of you can say the how to start and the documentation part, the challenges, whatever you come across, you can ask to our expert. So this is an open discussion forum. Okay, we are not limited here to any subject. So you just ask your whatever the questions you have. Okay. So before that, I just want to have my questions, whatever in my mind. So, what are the challenges in the small startup? If anyone wants to start and he just started his small startup as a third party, so is it possible to export his own medicines to the other countries?
It is possible for a small startup CMO or a CDMO that is manufacturing drugs, and I would assume that most of the small startups would typically focus on branded generics, typically off-patent branded generics. Again, I'm saying please stick to the basic principles. Quality and regulatory certification is of paramount importance. It is going to cost money. It is going to be time and effort intensive, but don't be disheartened because it is worth the investment. So if you have that patience to make sure that you invest the right kind of money to get the right regulatory certifications and get the right quality batch to batch variability and batch to batch quality QC certification done or QA certification done for each batch of finished formulation or goods that you manufacture, it's worth it. Because I'm going to tell you, international markets, especially exports, works purely based on quality and regulatory certifications, as I already mentioned in the past. Trust is everything. Any international client or customer of yours who's going to buy or receive products that you manufacture from here is going to do a local QC. And if it is found that any batch has got anything which is beyond acceptable limits of batch to batch variability or quality, if it doesn't meet the quality parameter, and if the batch gets rejected, then the trust is gone. They will not place an order. And this is an industry where things spread by word of mouth. So therefore, making sure that we retain the trust and give utmost importance to quality and regulatory certifications is of paramount importance to sustain and grow in this business.
That's great answer, sir. Thanks for answering my question. One of the question, Nalin, you want to ask anything? Yes, please unmute yourself and ask. Yeah. Yes, please ask. So one of the question in the chat box, what are the challenges for export biologics and biosimilar products?
For biologics and biosimilars, it is very, very important that we conduct local clinical trials in the markets that you are wanting to export it to. Please understand, we are getting into the area of personalized medicine, and we are getting into the area of what we call gene-based pharmacotherapeutics. So therefore, the efficacy and safety parameters of biologics, biosimilars may vary in different populations. So it is always very important to prove the efficacy and safety of a biosimilar or a biologic drug in the markets that you wish to target, in the markets that you wish to serve. One of the established time-tested way of doing it is to always find a local partner. There are local partners, distributors, these are typically distribution partners. There are local partners that have a very strong know-how and understanding of local regulatory and local quality norms and regulations. So it is important to find that right partner. And through the partner, it's important to do a local clinical trial in that local population to establish efficacy and safety, and then get the right regulatory certifications and then move into exports. And that's the right way of getting into a market if you're looking for a long haul play in that particular market.
Yes. So hopefully your question may be resolved, Raj. Are you there? Is your question resolved? Okay. So the next question is, my question is, can we get advance payment for export? What is the payment safety?
Right. One of the right ways of working in this sector is to work on either an LC, which is a letter of credit, where your money is guaranteed, or you can even work on a banker's check. So banker's check is also like a DD, demand draft. It's an assured amount. And there is a specific, and each of the payments are typically milestone-based payments. So yes, it is important that you can ask for an advance. Generally, people work anywhere between 30 to 50% advance. And it is always important that for the balance payment, it's important that you work on a LC or a letter of credit or a banker's check, which is assured payment. It is advisable not to go on credit anywhere unless you've built a relationship with a client over a period of 4 to 5 years, and you know that the client has got a very clean, payment history, and you are able to assess the credit worthiness of a client. Until you reach that point of maturity in the relationship, it's advisable not to give credit to anyone. So always make sure that you do your work right, which is make sure that you invest on the right regulatory and quality certifications and deliver a right quality product, but never compromise on payment terms. That's very, very important. That will only happen if you are assured and you're guaranteeing quality. Okay, and nobody is going to walk away from you, because today in the world there is so much issue with spurious drugs, counterfeit drugs, that people are extremely wary about counterfeit and spurious drugs and product quality. And unfortunately, there have been some very recent instances, which many of you are aware of, cough syrups being claimed to be of Indian origin, which were exported into parts of Africa, parts of Central Asia like Uzbekistan, where it was found to be spurious. It was found to cause some adverse events in children that took those cough syrups, etc., which has actually tarnished the image of poor quality Indian pharmaceutical manufacturers. So it's certainly not worth tarnishing the image of India. India is a great country. We have the ability to manufacture great products. That's why I'm saying, don't find shortcut ways. Always make sure you invest on quality, invest on regulatory certification. Don't find shortcut ways and jugaad ways of doing things. That will earn trust in the long run. And that's what any small player, small, medium, or big size player should never lose the trust. So invest on quality and regulatory. Make sure you ask for advance. It is your right to ask for 30 to 50% advance. Only work on LC, that is letter of credit or banker's check.
Yes, thanks. Hopefully your query resolved. Yeah, you can directly ask your query. Yes, unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi sir, this is Nalin from Jaipur. We have registered our company for pharma exports.
Hi, Nalin.
So,
That's great.
sir, is it?
Best of luck to you.
So, sir, thank you so much. Thank you. So, sir, is it advisable to get quality check of all the goods that we send, even though if we go for contract manufacturing?
So there are organizations to whom you can outsource your QC and make sure that you get your QC certificate for every batch that you manufacture, which you wish to export. You can do that. Yes.
Okay. And sir, how do you suggest that we do a market research for the country that we want to send? Because as soon as we ask the distributor, local distributor in the country for any demand there, they tell us to come up with a product list. And if we talk to any manufacturer in India, they say that we should first have the demand. So that is a catch that we are not able to solve right now.
So I think one of the ways of addressing this is like what I had mentioned a few minutes ago. It's important that you identify a local partner in the country that you're wishing to target. For example, today, if you ask me, most of the Indian manufacturers that have good quality biologics, good quality vaccines, good quality small molecules manufacturing, they generally target the likes of Russia. They target the likes of Eastern Europe, Central Asia. Of course, Africa is a huge market. All of Eastern and Western Africa has a huge market for Indian pharmaceuticals. And there are also now some good players that are targeting Latin America, which is also a huge market as well. So it's important that we have the right partner in some of these markets. And as mentioned, these are partners that also have a strong regulatory know-how. It's important that partners should have an in-house regulatory team that's able to do local NDA submissions. And they should also have the know-how of local quality. So once the product has arrived, they'll do a local QC or a QA, as they call, certify it. And that is really, really, critical per se. So therefore, the suggestion that I may have for you is for you to find the right local partner. One of the ways is there are some very good trade fairs that people generally attend. So Arab Health is a good one. There is Medic East Africa and Medic West Africa that happens as well. There is Hospitalar, which happens around May every year in Brazil or any other part of Latin America. These are some of the world's major trade shows for one to get into, identify good partners. Always make sure that you do a site recce of the partner before signing up. do a background check. And as mentioned, the partner that you choose should not just be a plain Jane distributor. He should be someone that has right regulatory framework, right QA framework, and the right distribution framework and sales framework for you to be able to generate that right demand. So once you've identified the partner in turn will have strong B2B relationship with hospitals for direct supply to hospitals, and that's where your sales demand comes from, and that will help build your sales funnel and then that'll actually take you forward.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
सर गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग
सर मैं मयंक बात कर रहा हूँ जयपुर से सर। मैं
जी।
बी फार्म ग्रेजुएट हूँ सर, और अभी राइट नाउ मैं प्रिस्क्रिप्शन मार्केट में जॉब करता हूँ सर। इंटरेस्ट मेरा एक्सपोर्ट में है सर, बट सर कुछ एक छोटी छोटी मेरे तरफ से बड़ी क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन मेरी क्वेश्चन सर ये है कि सर जब एक्सपोर्ट में मैं जा रहा हूँ तो मेजर जो मतलब डिमांड जो क्रिएट होती है वो बड़े कंपनीज को पहले फॉरवर्ड हो जाती है। जैसे जो मार्केट में एग्जिस्टिंग प्लेयर है, जो इंडिया में एक ब्रांड है, एक्सपोर्ट भी करते हैं, तो वो सारा का सारा जो मतलब ऑडियंस जो है उनको टारगेट कर रहा है। तो सर मैं अपने आप को उस जगह पे कैसे पोजीशन करूंगा?
देखिए, सारे जो टेंडर्स हैं, गवर्नमेंट के जो टेंडर्स हैं, वो इंडिया में तो जेम पोर्टल में आता है। जेम पोर्टल में आप उसको सबमिट करते हैं। वैसे ही कई और मार्केट, अगर आप लैटिन अमेरिका देख रहे हैं या अफ्रीका देख रहे हैं या तो फिर सेंट्रल एशिया, ईस्टर्न यूरोप, रशिया, कोई भी मार्केट आप जिस मार्केट में आप फोकस कर रहे हैं, इसीलिए मैं इससे पहले जो मैं नलिन जी से बात कर रहा था उनको भी मैं यही बता रहा था कि आपको सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो माइलस्टोन है आपको अचीव करने के लिए वो ये है कि आपको बहुत अच्छा एक पार्टनर मिलना चाहिए। वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पार्टनर उसका एक B2B रिलेशनशिप होता है डायरेक्ट हॉस्पिटल लोगों के साथ, और उनको ये भी पता है कि होता है कि गवर्नमेंट का टेंडरिंग साइकिल कैसा है, और जो टेंडरिंग डिपार्टमेंट में जो आदमी बैठा है जो टेंडर को निकालता है उसके साथ भी उसका बहुत अच्छा जान पहचान होता है। तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर आप या पार्टनर जो आप चुन रहे हैं उनका जो रिलेशनशिप गवर्नमेंट टेंडरिंग डिपार्टमेंट से और जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर में B2B हॉस्पिटल्स जो हैं, B2B रिलेशनशिप्स जो है वो बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए। तो जब आपको वैसा एक पार्टनर या डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर पार्टनर जब आपको मिल जाएगा, आपको टाइम से पता चल जाएगा कि टेंडर कब निकल रहा है, और टेंडर में एक स्पेसिफिकेशन का लिस्ट होता है, और आपको टेंडर में क्वालिफाई करने के लिए आपको वो सारा जो स्पेसिफिकेशंस है उसको आपको मैच करना चाहिए, है ना। सो
और हाउ टू फाइंड दैट पार्टनर सर?
यस, सो हाउ टू फाइंड द पार्टनर, जैसे कि मैं पहले भी बता रहा था, कुछ अच्छे एग्जीबिशंस हैं जो दुबई में होता है, अरब हेल्थ करके होता है, जो जनवरी एंड फरवरी फर्स्ट वीक में होता है। फिर अफ्रीका में मेडिक वेस्ट अफ्रीका, मेडिक ईस्ट अफ्रीका करके 2 कॉन्फ्रेंसेस होते हैं जो अक्सर अप्रैल मई महीने में होता है। फिर अफ्रीका हेल्थ करके होता है जनरली जोहानिसबर्ग साउथ अफ्रीका में, वो भी मई महीने में होता है। और फिर जिनको लैटिन अमेरिका में दिलचस्पी है उनको हॉस्पिटलार करके एक कॉन्फ्रेंस होता है मई जून में। तो इन कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाने के बाद आपको पता चलेगा कि इन मार्केट्स में अच्छे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स कौन है, और उसके बाद आपको एक बार डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से मिलना होगा, उनका जो फैसिलिटी है वहां पे जाके एक बार विजिट करके फिर साइन अप करने से आपको अच्छा पार्टनर मिलने का चांसेस है।
और सर एक्सपोर्ट में सर आयुर्वेदा जो मार्केट है सर वो कैसा है सर?
आयुर्वेदिक मार्केट बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन आयुर्वेदिक जो दवाइयां हैं, जो मेडिसिन हैं, जो फॉर्मुलेशंस हैं, उनके जो रेगुलेटरी और क्वालिटी सर्टिफिकेशंस जो है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जितना एलोपैथिक मेडिसिन के लिए जो रेगुलेशंस जो डिफाइन किया गया है, उतना रेगुलेशंस आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन के लिए डिफाइन नहीं किया गया है अभी तक। लेकिन अच्छा क्वालिटी तो आपको पता है, कुछ अच्छे कंपनीज हैं जैसे कि हिमालय है, और कुछ और अच्छे कंपनीज में है जो बहुत अच्छे कर रहे हैं आयुर्वेदिक एक्सपोर्ट्स में। तो अगर आप हमारा जो क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड है उसी लेवल का हो सकता है, हमारा अच्छा क्वालिटी का पैकेजिंग हो सकता है, और जो मेडिसिन है उसका जो और उनका जो एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट में आपको ये भी जानना होगा कि उनको ना थोड़ा सा कॉस्मेटिक अपीयरेंस और जो फॉर्मुलेशंस का जो कलर और स्मेल जो है वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है।
राइट
ठीक है, तो ये सब शायद इंडिया में लोग कम मान्य रखते हैं, लेकिन जब आप एक्सपोर्ट में आप फोकस कर रहे हैं, ये सब बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि पैकेजिंग कैसा है, आउटर कार्टन का लुक और फील कैसा है, ठीक है, और फिर जब आप डिब्बे को खोलेंगे तो उस दवाई का कलर, रंग कैसा है और उसका स्मेल कैसा है। तो ये सब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगर ये सब हम अच्छे क्वालिटी से कर सकते हैं तो फिर देयर इज अ वेरी गुड market for herbal medicines as well as ayurvedic medicine export also. So never
बट
compromise on quality, never compromise on regulatory certification.
बट सर जब मैं एक्सपोर्ट में आ रहा हूँ तो सर ये कंप्लीटली एक B2B बिजनेस हो रहा है। जो मेरा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है, मैं उनके पास अगर मैं बॉक्स करके अगर उनको भेजूंगा तो मेरा मतलब वॉल्यूम ज्यादा हो जाएगा, जिसके वजह से मेरा कॉस्ट बढ़ सकता है। तो सर आप बता रहे कि उसकी मतलब अगर बॉक्सेस को भी अगर मैं इंडिया से मैनेज करूंगा तो सर वॉल्यूम को फिर कैसे मैं मैनेज कर पाऊंगा, क्योंकि डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर फिर वो नेक्स्ट आगे उसको छोटा पैक करके आगे डिस्पैच कर सकता है। लेकिन मैं अगर इंडिया से अगर उसको बॉक्सेस में अगर मैं उनको करके दूं, या फिर एक सेट, जैसे इंडिया में मार्केटिंग ब्रांडिंग के लिए एक बॉक्स बनाते हैं, सेट बना के कस्टमर तक पहुंचाते हैं, लेकिन एक्सपोर्ट में सर कैसे ये पॉसिबल हो पाएगा सर?
एक्सपोर्ट में ऐसा होगा कि आपको जो रिटेल पैक जो है वो इंडिया से बना के भेजने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ता। अगर आपके
राइट।
पास अच्छा पार्टनर है जो लोकल मार्केट में काम करता है, उनको आपको सिर्फ
यस।
आर्ट वर्क रिलीज करना होगा यहाँ से, और वो
क्या
जो
रिलीज
रिटेल
करना
पैक
होगा
है
सर?
वो खुद लोकल प्रिंट करेगा। यहाँ से
ओके।
आप बड़े से कार्टन में भेजेंगे, जिसका बाहर का इसका कोई मायने नहीं रखता, तो उसमें सिर्फ वो कार्टन पैकेजिंग रहेगा, फिर कोरिगेटेड पैकेजिंग जो होता है वो रहेगा। लेकिन जब वो पहुंच जाता है वहां पे वो उस बड़े वाले कार्टन को निकाल के जो अंदर जो फिनिश फॉर्मुलेशन का जो डिब्बा है उसको
यस
हम
सर।
रिटेल पैक में लोकली डाल के वहां पे वो उसका सेल हो सकता है।
आई गॉट इट सर, आई गॉट इट सर। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
यू वेलकम।
Yeah. So we'll have some query, then we'll move to live queries. Any licenses required for export of medicines?
Yes, there is you can register with the EXIM department, Department of Export and Import. एक export license मिलता है. In fact, Government of India has a huge encouragement scheme. I would say Government of India has huge support for Indian exporters. तो वो tax exemptions भी हैं इसमें. And as you know, if your manufacturing site is in a SEZ, a special economic zone, naturally you'll also save a lot on local taxations as well. So there is a huge thrust and encouragement from Government of India for exports, and we should all take the benefit of it.
Great. So how is the scope of Indian branded generics of good companies like Cipla, Alkem, Lupin? Can we do as a merchant or a trader, just pick from the domestic market and send to overseas market? This is practically possible or not?
See, big brands have established themselves over a period of time. They do have FDA approved sites. They do export to US, Canada, Latin America, Africa, many other parts of the world. But again, as I mentioned to you, even big brands have not been consistent. Okay, and that's very, very important for leadership of big brands to also understand. Never compromise on quality. There have been instances where in the US, even specific batches, manufactured batches of big brands have been pulled up because of quality reasons. Okay, and so therefore it's very, very important to keep that brand image consistent. So therefore never compromise on quality. Yes, it's not that everyone prefers only a big brand. Even the big brands were unknown brands some years ago. Nobody knew about them. Okay, they also established their names in international markets. It is not keys today. You go to Africa and you say Cipla. Does blue people know Cipla? No, it has now been established over the last 5 to 6 years or 10 years max. But before that, no one knew them. So therefore, the brand will get known if you are consistent with regards to your quality. Okay, so and there are the right partners and distributors, as I mentioned, who are able to take it to market. Okay, and so therefore it's important to maintain quality consistency and it's important to maintain continuity of regulatory certifications. And it's important not to find a shortcut. If a clinical trial has to be done, please do a clinical trial, prove that your drug works in that population. And after that, there'll be no questions asked. So you'll have a much longer year. So very important to do that. Of course, the regulatory department in many countries also have a waiver on clinical trials. And the waiver comes if you establish that you already have an FDA certificate, you already have a CE certificate, you've run the clinical trials in the major markets. If you prove that, you get a waiver. So that's the reason, never compromise on any of this.
Yes, I hope your query resolved. And one of the question also, like merchant trading is a good opportunity for the export. Like might be he is saying like whether like own brands or the merchant export is better. So what is your opinion, sir?
Sure. I think there is no right or wrong answer. Yes, merchant trading also could mean private label. So you could actually be a great private label manufacturer. You don't have to always have your own brand. So you can manufacture it for a local company in a local brand name. The manufacturing happens in your factory, but the brand name is that of your client's brand name. It is a good thing to do, nothing wrong in it. But the regulatory and quality certification requirement remains the same, irrespective of whether you're putting your own brand name or you're not putting your brand name. It doesn't matter. But what really matters is consistency of delivery from your side. It's a good idea. It saves you some money. As long as your aspiration is to be a manufacturer and not really establish a brand name of your own in different countries, you can just be a good quality manufacturer, do pure white labeling as we call it as, or private labeling as we call it as, and it's a huge margin business. It's a volume business.
Yeah, great. Next question, what are the long-term growth prospects for pharmaceutical export industry? How can companies position themselves to capitalize on emerging opportunities?
Yes, I think what can be capitalized is volumes. I don't think there's anyone to beat Indian manufacturing when it comes to volumes. We should just maintain consistent quality. Participate in public tenders. I think public tenders is where the volumes are. Private market takes time to grow and it takes time to establish. But public tenders are like quick wins. If you have the right certifications and if you have the right partner who has the right skill sets of participating in the tender on time. So focus on public tenders. That's really the way to go to actually grow quick with high volumes.
Yes. Any live question? Anyone want to ask? Unmute
Yes,
yourself
sir.
and ask. Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. I'm Chandana.
Hello,
I'm
Chandana.
pursuing my master's in pharmacy regulatory affairs department. I've selected a project titled like pharmaceutical import and export, the regulatory complexities in India. So what are the things I should include in that project, sir, regarding export and import?
Yes, so I think you can include about the need for what are the basic certifications needed by pharmaceutical manufacturers for their sites, and what are naturally, as you know, when it comes to regulatory certification, there is a site certification and there is a product certification. So you might want to split it into two parts. One, to look at prerequisites and the certifications required for the manufacturing site. And you can have a second topic on what are the prerequisites required on product regulatory certification for manufacturers that have the aspiration to export products that are manufactured in India. So I think these two will be critical. As long as you focus on these two, and you can also focus on specific parameters around pharmacovigilance, because that is key and critical also. And you can also focus around the regulatory aspects of doing clinical trials, right?
Okay.
Or product validation, as we call clinical product validations. I think those will be very relevant and pertinent topics and topics of interest.
Okay, sir. And sir, as per today, what is the economic advantages or growth of these exporting of drugs, sir?
I think economic advantage is certainly the pricing. Typically, if you see, if there is an Indian manufacturer and they are manufacturing and selling a branded formulation in India,
Yes.
the price at which you sell that branded formulation drug in India, if you compare the price of what you sell it in Latin America or Europe or even many parts of Africa or Central Asia, the difference is anywhere between 3x to 6x. Okay. So the same medicine of the same quality coming from the same site is sold anywhere from 3 to 6 times the price of what it sells in India. Okay. So therefore, for a good quality manufacturer, the margin that one can make in that business, if they have the right regulatory approvals in those local markets and they've built the right volumes of export business, the margins are huge. It's a hugely profitable business in exports.
Sir, what are the legal issues which are facing right now?
The legal issue is what I already mentioned. There have been unfortunate incidents in the recent past of where some very small time manufacturers, I don't want to name them, I'm sure you know who they are, who found shortcut ways, provided, I would say duplicate documents, wrong documents, supplied spurious drugs. Patients have this one, unfortunately, name of India got tarnished, that it's an Indian manufacturer, pharmaceutical manufacturer that's supplying poor quality drugs, etc. And I met the high commissioners in specific parts of the world. I was in West Africa recently, and about 3 months back in Central Asia. I met the Indian high commissioners there, and they were now fighting this issue of how we can resolve this image that was tarnished because of some poor quality manufacturer, etc. I think these are all totally avoidable, and it's very, very important that we focus on quality. So the legal issue there is to make sure that we do not get into these wrong practices of supplying poor quality stuff, doing what you call as fabrication of documents, producing wrong documents, duplicate documents, etc. These are all running into huge legal issues which are totally avoidable.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, some of the questions here. One of the student is a Pharma D. Is there any opportunity for him? And one more question from his end also. How product executives are involved in this role?
So you need a product executive everywhere. So you work for a partner distributor organization. You need product executives to sign B2B contracts, ensure that the supply is going well. So a sales team member or a B2B sales team member or an key account manager or a tender account manager or a government account manager is always required, and all these jobs do exist. What is most important is find the right organization that has the right quality products. Okay, so don't just join an organization without checking on what kind of quality of products they manufacture. Okay, so because as long as you join an organization that has the right product, right site certification, right product quality, and right product regulatory certifications, then you've joined the right company.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully your answer, you will get answer. Next question,
Sir.
what are the... Yes, please ask. Yeah, sure.
My name is Pavitra, sir. I have completed my PharmD graduation, sir. What are the new opportunities or existing roles for PharmD students, sir, in pharmaceutical export?
Multiple things. PharmD students can look forward to, like how I think we had a colleague Chandana who was just speaking a little while ago. You could look at regulatory. You could look at clinical trials, because clinical trials is required. You could look at quality. You could look at pharmacovigilance. I think these are some of the 4 major areas that one can look into. And if one has a flair in sales and business development, you could look into sales and business development opportunity also. So all of these are top 5 opportunities that I think a PharmD graduate can look forward to.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please ask.
Sir, I'm Mayank, sir, from Jaipur, sir. Again, I am.
Mayank.
सर कई बड़े जैसे दुबई अमेरिका में सर एक सर्विस चलती है सर, जहां से इंडियन अगर कोई एक्सपोर्टर वहां पे वहां इंपोर्ट करना चाहता है, तो वहां के जो सर्विस है वो वहां के लोकल बिजनेस है, वहां से वो डेटा निकाल के आते हैं कि ये कंपनी इस मार्केट में काम करता है, ये इनका क्रेडिट है, ये इनका पोटेंशियल है, आप इस कंपनी के साथ आप काम कर सकते हैं और इवन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी वो सर्विस करवाता है। क्या इस तरीके का सर्विस इंडिया में इम्प्लीमेंट किया जा सकता है सर?
तो जो आप बता रहे हैं वो येलो पेजेस जैसा सर्विस है क्या?
मे बी सर, मैं नाम नहीं जानता, मैं सर्विस को जानता हूँ कि ये सर्विस इस तरीके से वहां पे काम करता है। दुबई यूके में ये इस तरीके की सर्विस एग्जिस्ट करती है सर।
हो सकता है, जैसे कि मैं बता रहा था कि ये जो हमारे जो टॉप 4 to 5 जो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हैं, जो मैंने आपको नाम भी दिया था
Yes,
कुछ
sir.
मिनट पहले, तो उन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में ना एक डायरेक्टरी, एक बुक पब्लिश होता है और उनका एक ऑनलाइन, वैसे तो वेबसाइट में उनका एक पूरा वेबसाइट का अपडेटेड वेब पेजेस भी होते हैं, जहां पे आप जाके ढूंढ सकते हैं कि अगर आप चाहिए, आप मान लीजिए कि आप दुबई में आप एक फार्मास्यूटिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हो और आप इंडिया के कोई नए मैन्युफैक्चरर को अगर आप ढूंढ रहे हो वहां से, तो आप क्या करोगे, आप उस डायरेक्टरी में जाओगे, आप वहां पे इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स विथ FDA अप्रूवल, इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर विथ CE, इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर विथ एक्सपोर्ट एक्सपीरियंस, एक पूरा लिस्टिंग होता है। तो
Yes, sir.
it is like a yellow pages directory.
Okay,
So
sir.
then you can contact, you can do the due diligence, background check, and if you like, then you can sign up the agreement. So ऐसा लिस्टिंग मतलब लिस्टिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत सारे हैं, and it is important that the right quality manufacturers can get themselves listed in some of these directories.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Next, yes, please.
Hello, I'm Sonal. I'm MBBS doctor, and I want to know how to start export of pharmaceutical products from the scratch. Like, what should be the roadmap and minimum investment? How should I start and like plan the way forward?
Sure, Dr. Sonal. So basically, it is no different from having, I think, planning, doing an opportunity mapping and doing a business case. And the most important, as a start, I would say to keep to make it a lean enterprise, because most startups these days, as you know, have a lean model. Gone are the days where you need to really own everything. You really don't have to own anything these days. You can outsource it to the right quality partner, get your job done, and still export. Yeah. So there is enough capacity available for third-party manufacturers that can manufacture on your behalf and then get you the right quality and regulatory certifications, and then that puts you in the right position to export. So I think the first important thing, Dr. Sonal, to understand is the product category that has a higher demand. So if you ask me today, the product category that has the highest demand are cosmetics, beauty-related things, dermatology-related things. So I see that there's a lot going on, including hair care, these kind of things. So that is one. Second, there is a huge opportunity that exists in wellness, and wellness, including herbal related products, etc. So there again, it is mostly skincare, beauty related that has the highest market share compared to what you would typically consume as wellness capsules, tablets, formulations, etc. So that's the second one. The third one is about typically sexual health as well as hygiene related products. So they have a huge demand as well. And then there are a multitude of things that you can think of. So therefore, identifying this, and again, key markets, as I mentioned, which have a higher preference for India manufactured products are Russia, Central Asia, and then Eastern Europe, most parts of West and East Africa, and Latin America. So once you've identified which product range is where you wish to focus on, then the next step would be to identify the right CMO partner, the contract manufacturing partner that can give you the right products. So today, as I mentioned earlier as well, you have some very good CMOs that have the right quality certifications and can manufacture on your behalf, and you can get it manufactured in batches. What is important is to negotiate the MOQ, or the minimum order quantity, and the pricing. That's critical and key. And then finally, you need to have the right partner on the other side who can sell those products for you and who has the right access to public tenders, as I mentioned, which is where the initial demand would be, and then gradually over a period of time get into private sector B2B procurement and tenders as well. So if you can crack these three really well, and you have a right plan in place for these three, the right product identification, the right manufacturing partner identification that has the right quality and regulatory certification, and the right local business development and sales partner in the country that you wish to export. If you get these three right in sequence, then I think that's the right approach that you can take.
Thank you so much, sir. One more question. Can you tell me more about the CMO, like how to connect with them? Because I didn't get that point.
Sure. So there are quite a few good manufacturers. I can take the name of one organization that I've worked with. Acumes is one very large company, good quality manufacturer too. So Acumes is example of one. There are companies like MJ Biopharma. There is Hetero Drugs. Zydus does external manufacturing too. Dr. Reddy's does external manufacturing too. And there are multiple, by the way, so there are multiple good quality organizations in India that are able to manufacture as a CMO. And it's important to choose the right partner that can give the right quality medication. And once you've identified that, and it's important that you identify the right market that you wish to export this to as well, and have the right partner identified there as well.
Okay, thank you. And last question, how much budget should be there, like the minimum budget I should like take with me to start with?
So basically it depends. There is nothing like you should have. So if you're looking at a minimum budget kind of a thing, so it depends on the kind of product that you wish to manufacture. So if it is, let's say, a cosmetic, herbal care, that kind of a product range, I would say that, having about close to at least around, say, starting off with an investment of around 2.5 to 3 crore would be a good start for you to look at in terms of, a right quality, a right regulatory certified product, and focus on the right market where you can actually have it sold and exported.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. If I'll have any more question, I'll ask again.
Sure, doctor. All the best.
Thank you. And how can I connect with you if like in for future, if I have to like take some guidance or anything?
Sure. So, Amit, would you be sharing my contact number and email ID with the participants?
Sure. I will share whoever the needed information further. You can share with me. I will share with the sir, and you can ask the query. Okay. Even today also you can ask, and furthermore I will again definitely share with the sirs, and I will. You can share me your details. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Next question. What are the long-term growth? It is covered already. So the next is, what are the implications of quality control and assurance standards on a pharmaceutical export, and how can companies ensure product quality and safety throughout the supply chain?
The question is around safety concerns, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's very important. One of the quality norms that we really need to adhere to is cold chain. So as you know, many of the vaccines, biologics, monoclonal antibodies require a cold chain, and it's very important to maintain cold chain end to end. So therefore, the right power backup is also critical, and even when it is being transported on the road by surface or by train or by flight, whatever the mode of transport may be. So maintaining the right cold chain through and through is very, very critical and very important. So once the right cold chain is ensured, it will ensure that the efficacy and safety parameters are met. So therefore, having the right cold chain is critical to also ensure product safety. Avoiding exposure to sunlight, so that's also critical as well to ensure product efficacy, potency, and product safety. To look for potential contamination, to look for potential breakage or damage to the packaging, inner or outer packaging, etc. These are critical concerns to look at as well. And any breakage or spillage, that's important as well. And so broadly, I think all of this can be very well addressed. There are standardized processes to address each of these. And with regards to the various certifications, I've already mentioned that in the past. So I'm sure you know what are the clear certifications required by region, depending on the country that you wish to focus on.
Yeah, thanks. I hope your query resolved. Next is what are the quality certificate we needed apart from certification of analysis for finished products?
So naturally, you would have done the PK, PD, certificate of analysis, all that. There is batch-to-batch variability certification that comes in, and then there are specific manufacturing license. I mean, for example, ISO 13485 is something that you would need if you have a device. For example, there are certain injections like vaccines, certain insulin, certain monoclonal antibodies that come in a pre-filled syringe. So there you would do a sterile fill finish type of a process as well. And it requires a ISO 13485 certification for the device part of the work. Then there is ISO 27001, 27001 certification also that is mandated for certain types of manufacturing. So therefore, depending on the kind of product and the kind of drug delivery system that may be required for delivering of the product to the human, basis that there will be specific regulatory certifications that become applicable. And that's where it's important to have a regulatory consultant on board who can specifically advise that depending on the kind of product that you're manufacturing, what are the various certifications that would be mandatory.
Yeah, I hope Basir, your query resolved. Next question is, sir, how we find the right partner, like via email, LinkedIn, attending expo, something else, and on which character basis we can know the partner is the right or just like not a true involved in the business. He's asking about the right buyer, how to find.
Yeah. So I think, as I mentioned, it's important to do your own physical verification, a background check to understand, the capability of the partner, and to understand the whether the partner has the right skill sets to be able to provide the sales order to you and is able to liquidate the the products that the partner would order from you. It's also important to understand the financial credibility, because at the end of the day, you need to realize your payment as well on time. So understanding financial credit worthiness is critical also. So that's another aspect that one should really focus on. So therefore, I don't think there is one correct way to say that this is how it is. But yes, going to these trade shows, connecting, of course, on LinkedIn, but most importantly, doing the right background check. And background check, typically, it's always important that if you are a startup, if you're in the early stage, go with, ask your industry colleagues, senior industry colleagues, take a feedback about these, these particular, what I would say, manufacturers or partners per se. Because if you go with trusted industry colleagues and their feedback, they would typically give you an honest feedback generally. So it's important to find multiple data points, multiple touch points from where you can actually get the information about the choice of the right partner.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I hope your query resolved. So the one of student asked that, sir, initially documentation needed for pharma export.
So you need an export license, you need a commercial trade license, and of course, if you're a trading company that is getting the product manufactured through a partner, so naturally you need the agreement with the partner, and you also need to have the access to the certifications of the manufacturing site and also the certification of the final finished product as well. So that's basically what you would need. And then once you have your export license, you will have the export contract with the local trading company in the countries to which you're exporting it. And that's basically about it. Of course, you would file your taxes, so you have a GST registration, all of that being done. So those are the simple prerequisites. That's it. Nothing complicated.
Okay, thanks. Next question: what is the difficulty level while getting NOC from manufacturer to export in any country for the small order, like up to 1 lakhs to 8 lakhs?
There is not much difficulty per se, as long as you have the order clarity and you have the batch certificate, QA certificate, and you have the product regulatory certification and the site certification. I don't think there's any other complexity per se involved. It is important that you have the right this one QA, QA certification done, and I think basis that it's good to kind of go after it. In terms of however big or small the order may be, as long as this documentation is in place, there is no further complexity involved.
Yes. Hopefully your query resolved. Which is the best market for initial small export company?
Africa. Africa is a good place. There are a lot of Indians in every part of the world, by the way. So a lot of Indians have built very good businesses as pharma importers from India, and then they sell it in the local market. There are established Indians in West Africa, established Indians in East Africa, especially in pharma, established Indians in Central Asia and Eastern Europe. Latin America has very few Indians though, but it's important that maybe through the network also try and establish some good partner, and if the partner is of Indian origin, it helps because the person understands both the Indian scenario and understands the local market scenarios as well. So if we can, that'll be very helpful, for someone to find a good partner. So the markets that will be the best to go after will be Africa, and then followed by that Central Asia, typically Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Armenia, some of these places.
Yes. Yes. Anyone wish to ask the query? Because all this stated query, your written query is completed. So Pratik, you want to ask? Anyone want to ask? Please unmute yourself. Our session is, about 1 hour we have started, and if you have any query, you can ask now.
Hi, this is Pratik.
Pratik.
Ask for the final CMO contract manufacturer. Like every country these days have their own FDA. I tell the product. That is a cost and time consuming process. So what is the way out? Like we find out is that there are other registered sites who do contract manufacturing. But is there any official or maybe department from where we can find out those FDA approved sites?
Your voice is interrupted, Pratik. We can't get your question properly.
Am I audible?
Now you can speak.
Okay. So what am I asking is that these days every country has their own FDA, which needs that as well as a site registration. But if we try and go and get a site registration, it is time and cost. So there is another way out, like there are other already registered sites in India who are doing contract manufacturing.
Yeah. So if you have an
How can we
FDA,
find,
yeah,
country specific sites? Is there any platform or
in many of the smaller countries, the regulators look at whether you already have an FDA approval, whether you have a CE approval. They look for it. If you can already produce the global regulatory certification approvals, they give you a waiver many a time. So without the need for any local clinical trial, and they would give you the local regulatory certification also very easily. So a lot of these European countries, Eastern European countries, have, they look at validated CE certifications. As long as you have the validated EC certificate, as we call it as, it is fine for you to go without any local approval, and the local regulator would give you a local authorization very quickly. So there is a waiver available. So it's available in most countries. Even Africa gives a lot of importance to US FDA. So you see that as long as you have a US FDA certification, most of the African countries do not ask for anything more. They just give you the local regulatory approval with a waiver on not having to do any local clinical trial, most of them. Okay, so that way, that is the reason adhering to some of the global regulatory certification is extremely beneficial, extremely useful, you know, and that's what I would recommend.
Okay, great. But if I talk an example, Tanzania is TMP, and they need their own approval. Facilities sites in India which are already TMP approved. So, is there any way from where we can find out like who are registered
Pratik, actually, there is a problem with the audio. Couldn't hear your question completely. Maybe what you could do is you could type out your question, send it to Amit, and Amit, you can share it with me so I can answer Pratik.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone want to ask? Or there are two more questions here. Anyone want to ask? Okay. One student asked about the jobs which are available in the pharma graduate to excel in the export. What do you suggest?
Yes, I think I already mentioned this earlier too. So yes, there are jobs available in regulatory, pharmacovigilance, quality, manufacturing too. If manufacturing is something that you like, manufacturing operations has jobs as well. There is job available in sales and business development if that's what you like. There is job available in documentation. So that's there. Again, typically comes under regulatory and quality. So, and there is jobs in clinical trials as well. So multiple types of opportunities that one can look forward to. So it depends on your area of interest. And so these jobs are posted on LinkedIn. You can apply online. And if you, the best part is to actually have some personal connects as well with organizations. That's also another way of really looking at good job opportunities.
So I'm Mayank sir. मैंने आपसे पहले डिस्कस किया था सर कि मैं सेल्स में हूँ सर. तो इस फील्ड में सेल्स जॉब की क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है एंड क्या पैकेज और क्या करियर ग्रोथ में मैं जा सकता हूँ सर.
तो मयंक जी, जैसे कि मैं बता रहा था कि अगर आपको सेल्स में दिलचस्पी है तो बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट और सेल्स में कई सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज होते हैं, जैसे कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को ढूंढना और ढूंढने के बाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर का पूरा बैकग्राउंड चेक करना, फिर उसके बाद उनके साथ जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का कमर्शियल टर्म्स को निगोशिएट करके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करना, ये सब काम ही होता है बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट का. वैसे जॉब्स होते हैं. सैलरी कितनी होती है ये तो कंपनी से कंपनी के ऊपर डिपेंड होता है, तो वो तो मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगा. बट मोस्ट स्टैंडर्ड कंपनीज हैव गॉट अ स्टैंडर्ड पे स्केल. करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज इसमें यही है कि जैसे कि जो बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट मैनेजर हो गया तो बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट का हेड बन सकता है, रीजनल हेड, ग्लोबल हेड बन सकता है. तो वैसे कई सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज हो सकते हैं.
ओके सर. और इसके लिए स्किल रिक्वायरमेंट एंड सर्टिफिकेट्स जो मैं इन कंपनियों के इंटरव्यू को क्रैक करने के लिए जरूरी है सर.
स्किल रिक्वायरमेंट यही होता है कि आपका सेल्स परफॉर्मेंस कितना है, और अगर आपने B2B कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, जैसे कि की अकाउंट मैनेजर्स होते हैं फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज में, स्ट्रेटेजिक अकाउंट मैनेजर्स होते हैं जो अकाउंट्स को मैनेज करते हैं. कोई ESI का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, कोई CGHS का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैनेज करता है, कोई डिफेंस का DGFMS कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ये मैनेज करता है, तो कोई स्टेट गवर्नमेंट या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के जो ऑर्डर्स हैं, वो टेंडर्स है, उनको मैनेज करता है. अगर आपका ऐसा कोई प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंस है जिसमें आपका टेंडर प्रोसेस में पार्टिसिपेट करके टेंडर को विन करने का एक्सपीरियंस है, ESI, CGHS, DGFMS, डिफेंस, आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स जो भी है, तो इंडिविजुअल इसका इस प्रोक्योरमेंट में अगर आपका एक्सपीरियंस है तो ये एक्सपीरियंस काम आएगा आपका, क्योंकि एक्सपोर्ट में भी इन सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस की जरूरत पड़ेगी.
और सर मैं अगर ये सारे एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं प्रिस्क्रिप्शन मार्केट में हूँ सर, डॉक्टर्स के साथ काम करता हूँ, तो फिर मैं किस तरीके से ये स्किल को ग्रैब करूं और उस मार्केट के लिए इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर करूं सर.
तो अगर आप प्रिस्क्रिप्शन सेल्स में हैं तो आपके ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एक अलग सा टीम होगा जो गवर्नमेंट टेंडर्स और ये जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के जो CGHS CSI के जो टेंडर्स हैं, रेलवे के जो टेंडर्स हैं, उसमें काम करने का एक टीम होगा। उस टीम में आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, 1 आध साल काम कर सकते हैं, उसमें
ओके सर।
एक्सपीरियंस पा सकते हैं। उस एक्सपीरियंस को आप ऐसे जॉब्स में अप्लाई करने के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम।
Sir, Nalin here again.
हाय नलिन।
Sir, I wanted to know, suppose some African countries like Tanzania, they work only with companies who are registered with their Tanzanian FDAs.
Yes.
So how can we find out about Indian manufacturers who are already registered or have Tanzanian FDA certificates? So instead of contacting all the contract manufacturers, we can narrow down to only those countries which are registered with Tanzanian FDA.
So it's very simple. You'll just need a good trusted resource in Tanzania. You just have to go to a standard pharmacy and just do a pharmacy audit. So you will know all the Indian brands who are actually stocked up in the Tanzanian pharmacies, the major pharmacies. So those are the ones that have the Tanzanian FDA approval.
Okay. Okay. And secondly, sir, is there any place where we can find about all the subsidies that the government is providing for pharma exports? Any
Yes.
specific place where we can find?
Yes, I think there is a Government of India website. There is a NMPA. I think there is a specific website they've made for this. It is available to understand what are the exemptions and what are the SOPs that are provided by the Government of India for pharma exports. There is. You can look it up. It's available online.
Sir, what is the name of the website?
I do not recollect immediately, so maybe I can have
Okay.
Amit share it with you.
Okay.
There
Okay.
used to be a NMPA website earlier, so I'm sure it has undergone a change in the recent times. So
Okay.
I can look it up and share it through Amit.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Sir, I'm Anush Singh from लखनऊ। सर हमारे टीम ने क्या बोलते हैं डेंगू के लिए दवा प्रिपेयर किया है, तभी उसकी लैब टेस्टिंग चले, तो उसके लिए क्या हम लाइसेंस की अथॉरिटी कैसे लेंगे, रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे कराएंगे और मार्केट में कैसे ला सकते हैं उसे?
हाँ, तो इसके लिए आपको ये पूरा प्रोडक्ट क्वालिटी टेस्टिंग कराना होगा। टेस्टिंग करने के लिए अच्छे कंपनीज होंगे, जैसे कि दिल्ली में एक श्रीराम इंस्टीट्यूट करके है, सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ। वैसे ही बहुत सारे अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट्स और कंपनीज हैं जो आपके प्रोडक्ट का टेस्टिंग, PKPD पैरामीटर टेस्टिंग, क्वालिटी रेगुलेटरी पैरामीटर टेस्टिंग करके आपका पूरा सर्टिफिकेशन बना के दे सकते हैं। तो आप उन कंपनी से आप अपना काम करा सकते हैं।
तो सर मतलब कंपनी के थ्रू हमें अपना ड्रग का एक्सपोर्ट करना होगा, खुद के वो नहीं कर सकते मार्केटिंग?
मार्केटिंग आप कर सकते हैं। मार्केटिंग से पहले आपका प्रोडक्ट का सर्टिफिकेशन होना जरूरी है अगर आप एक्सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं तो इसीलिए वो पूरे प्रोडक्ट का पूरा सर्टिफिकेशन, क्लिनिकल वैलिडेशन करा के फिर उसके बाद आप एक्सपोर्ट लाइसेंस प्रोक्योर कर सकते हैं। एक्सपोर्ट लाइसेंस लेने के बाद आप उसको एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं।
सर और इसमें मतलब खर्चे कितने आ सकते हैं? जैसे हम लोग कैप्सूल बनाया है, मतलब टैबलेट, सिरप और कैप्सूल तीनों फॉर्म में बनाया है, बट जो कैप्सूल ज्यादा हम लोग को सेटिस्फाइड लग रहा है, क्योंकि जो पंचिंग मशीन हमारे कॉलेज की है थोड़ा वो मतलब सही नहीं है, और सिरप में थोड़ी एक्सपायर हो जा रही है जल्दी, उसकी प्रिजर्वेटिव शायद ऐड नहीं सही से ऐड कर पा रहे हैं हम लोग। तो
नहीं, ये सारा जो जैसे कि मैं बता रहा था, प्रोडक्ट का क्वालिटी बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसीलिए आप इसको स्टैंडर्ड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में ही मैन्युफैक्चर करिएगा जिसमें क्वालिटी का कोई इश्यू नहीं आएगा। तो आप बता रहे थे कि सिरप का क्वालिटी मतलब धीरे धीरे ये कम होता जा रहा है, कैप्सूल भी ठीक से नहीं आ रहा है क्योंकि मशीन ठीक से काम नहीं कर रहा है। तो ये सब आपको पूरा मतलब एक अच्छा क्वालिटी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग साइट से ही कराना जरूरी है।
यस सर, ऐसा कर सकते हैं हम लोग, जैसे अपना जो हम लोगों ने थियरी तैयार किया हुआ, मतलब एक प्रोजेक्ट वर्क था, तो उसको हम किसी के थ्रू करके और प्रोडक्ट अपना मतलब मटेरियल दे करके उसको किसी अच्छी मतलब संस्था से क्या बोलते हैं फॉर्मुलेट करा के फिर टेस्टिंग करा सकते हैं क्या?
कर सकते हैं, वो कर सकते हैं, आप बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं।
यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
यू वेलकम।
Yes, everyone. The session is about to complete. Kindly ask your questions.
Hello,
Yes.
this is Dr. Sonal again. I have one question
Yes, Dr.
regard.
Sonal.
Uh, Sir, you told me to have minimum budget of 2.5 to 3 CR for cosmetic and wellness products. But right now, I don't have that kind of corpus with me. Like, can I start something with, say, budget of like 10 to 15 lakh?
10 to 15 lakh may be a small amount, Dr. Sonal. It will be a very small quantity that one could look forward to in 10 to 15 lakhs. Um,
Mhm.
so you might possibly want to look at niche products in maybe derma or cosmetic to start with, and
Okay.
have a right packaging, and then you should have your first set of customers who can actually promote you. So you can have more of a network marketing where you have your first set of customers promoting you directly, so that you get more customers through word of mouth, through social media marketing, Instagram, Facebook marketing, etc., Twitter
Mhm.
marketing, etc. So I think that way you can keep your expenses low, and you can actually slowly and gradually build your customer base. So it is doable, but the quantity will be low. But at the same time, as I mentioned to you, do not compromise on quality. So it's worth paying for the quality, because once you are able to get the right quality certified product into the market and your first set of customers are happy, you have those first set of customers talk on your behalf in favor of you, and they will bring new customers to you. So I think that's the way of rightfully growing the business.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome, doctor.
Some questions like the regulatory information, the course. Yes, you can do the course as well. There are certification courses or any other PGD diploma or even postgraduates also in the regulatory as well for getting more information. Uh, you can do that in the clinical research field as well to get more updates about regulatory affair. Is it correct, right, Karthik sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So our last question from this chat is, according to your experience, which category will be in the trending? How to find the trends, any government site or anything?
Mm, see, the trend, you should talk to people, you should follow media, social media. Okay, look at advertising in some of these countries. What are people typically advertising? What are people typically wanting to buy? Right. So if you look at advertising, healthcare advertising trends, you will know what is actually selling in these markets. Right. So as I mentioned to you, I gave you the broad areas of products that generally sell very well, and people find it easier to get into those product lines, which are derma, wellness, herbal, cosmetic, sexual health, and skin health, hair care, these kind of things, right? So typically these are the ones that sell in high volumes, and then there are wellness products, etc. And that's typically how one would look at. There is also a lot of buzz around nutrition products, especially children's nutrition, infant nutrition, and now in adult nutrition, they're looking at specific categories like patients who have chronic kidney disease, who are on dialysis. There is dedicated nutrition available for nephronutrition, and patients with cancer, there is a dedicated product line available for onconutrition. So these are some of the upcoming product categories, but most importantly, all of them have very good quality and regulatory certifications. So only with that, they're able to establish good export business. So these are some of the attractive product lines to think about.
Yeah. Yes. So any question? Last 1 minute. Anyone for the question will do. Any question in anyone's mind?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you so much as you have been helping everyone with utmost zeal. I am Dr. Sonal's partner, Dr. Ashrey Khanna this side. We have been looking from past couple of weeks to start something on our own, but as already Dr. Sonal told you, like we are a little short on the budget. So 10 to 15 lakhs we are considering right now. But should we outsource the products, or should we start looking for the manufacturing unit, which is a bit on small scale, or what should be the idea, like a roadmap as such?
So my suggestion would always be that uh, choose a standard high quality manufacturer, however small your quantity of manufacturing may be. So if you get it manufactured from the right quality of manufacturer who can give you the right product quality certification also, along with helping you with manufacturing, you may have manufactured lesser quantity, but you would have manufactured a good quality product. And having the first customer or the second customer who uses that is able to give you the right feedback and is able to become your marketing mouthpiece, I think that would be the right approach to take, according to me.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, we do have a small network of the international medical graduates. So those who are already placed in Africa and Central Europe. So that might be the starting point, as you've already told us. So one query which I always have is, if we contact the CMOs and the small plants, manufacturing plants, would they be helpful for us with the small quantities, or they would prefer to export on their own? Like, do they actually help the small scale exporters with the certifications, with the accreditation and all the documents?
Yes, they would, if you insist and if you have that as a part of your manufacturing contract with them. So it's important for us to state our requirement and expectation upfront, and have the contract signed with them. So they do help. It's not that they don't help small time manufacturers; they do help, but it's important to get the right expectation set, the right agreement signed, and have the right account manager that supports your requirements.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for being so helpful. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you all of you. Every participant, I hopefully your every query solved, and the big thanks to Dr. Karthik sir, so for being so genuine and being so help to all the participants, because all most of them are new, and as you already know that everyone, if anyone want to start a business, especially export, lot of queries and lot of complications, and the things are whether it is a right guideline not, because in the we are in the pharma, and everything is in the regulations, and every country has its own regulatory authorization and the regulations compliances. So hopefully this session will helpful to all of you. Yes, Dr. Karthik sir, one last message, if any you want to give to our participant who just want to start our export, what it should be.
Yes, no, I think we 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 are a great set of talented people in India. So I really appreciate all of you, who've participated in this webinar today. It's each one of you is a great talent that India has. So let's make our country's name proud. So never compromise on quality. India's name should always be known within India and outside India as a high quality manufacturer. Never cut corners. Don't do any jugaad. So please ensure you invest on quality, invest on regulatory, get high quality products from India and to export them. That will give you sustained referrals, that will give you sustained customers who will want to buy only from you. Okay. So that's very, very important. So never compromise. So all the very best to all of you. I think India has long been a hub of pharmaceutical manufacturing, and with more talented people such as yourself having aspirations to get into it, India will only have a much larger pool of talent, making the entire pharmaceutical industry and pharmaceutical exports from industry much bigger in the times to come. So all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah. One more thing I just want to tell, we are like also in the preparation of one more dedicated workshop or any program like in the export, so you can also prepare and you all to know about more about the export. We will soon inform about you, because a lot of query regarding this also I got today, so that is why I clarifying this. Yes, again thanks you, and yes, thank you Dr. Karthik sir for your valuable time and dedication for export. Of course you the lead we also, as an India, we need leaders like you as well, who help new entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, all of you. Yes. You can leave now. Thanks for your time. Yeah.